Recording has begun.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today is 31st of October 2023 and my name is Shahzad Hussain and I live at 20 Primary Way. Time is around about 7 o'clock. So this is one of the late recordings I'm doing. It's Halloween today. Halloween, yeah, I think that should be the topic of our conversation today. Halloween. Because yesterday was the eve of Halloween, and today was going to be a big day for me. Today I was going to attend the police station to answer bail conditions, answer my police bail, which was set in place on the 8th of August for 12:30 today, the 31st. So I was either going to be charged with neglecting my brother who's been taken from my care, or alternatively charged with some other contrivance, but also I would have had an opportunity to see my brother. But the reality is that this morning I was told by the police officer that they're extending the bail to the 8th of August now. So once again, filled with disappointment. They build me up and then just basically move the goalpost along. Now, why is that? Why have they moved adjourned, well, not adjourned, but moved the bail conditions forward to the 8th of November now? Obviously, there's something malevolent afoot, and as you can see, that the reason is because they had all the authorities had colluded and conspired in order to have me vacated from this premises by the 17th of October before District Judge Wilcox, whom they had previously privately commissioned. So now that enterprise had failed, and as a result of that failing, because they anticipated that I would be vacated from the property and made homeless once again, and that joint enterprise, that hearing failed and was adjourned, and subsequently it's not been relisted. And as a consequence of this, I am, it places us in a state of limbo, and the police, whom had been commissioned to come on board on the 8th of August, because I remind myself that on the 7th of August I had put in an appeal application 24 hours before my arrest to Circuit Judge Grosnell that I'm going to now evidence in my skeleton argument the judicial fraud that I'm being subjected to in the court proceedings. And as soon as I done that was a very, well articulated and put together application informing the judge and the courts that, look, the jig is up, I'm going to now expose your fraud and corruption. And as a consequence of this, within 24 hours, I was arrested from the garden right here. My brother was taken, subsequently my brother's been taken away, and I've not heard from him since for the last 84 days. They have obviously really messed up here, and hence why subsequently they're refusing to speak to me or engage with me. And it's just an aspect of deja vu. I've been doing this now for the last 23 years, caring for my vulnerable family members, and I've been arrested on numerous previous occasions. I'm reminding myself that originally I was arrested, not in 2002, which was my original arrest, but my subsequent arrest was on the 17th of December 2013, and I was also then released on police bail. And that time it was not the police's involvement, it was a council bail. The council came and arrested me, and I know this is bizarre, I've never heard of this before, where the council can come and arrest you and interview you at the police station, but it's all their own equipment, and that's what they used to put me on bail. It looked like a police bail form, but it had a council employee on it. So I was bailed, and for I think originally 3 months, and then subsequently it was extended to September the 20th in 2014. So I was originally secondly arrested on the 17th of December 2013, and then throughout 2014 I was bailed several times. The last time the bail date got moved was from the 20th of September to I think the 12th of October 2014, and it was much under the same condition. They just came down and told me, no, we're just extending it, because 2 days prior my brother had been murdered by the local authority. My brother Nazim had died under highly unusual circumstances, and at that time it was clear to me that the authorities were looking to basically frame me for his death. But irrespective, so that happened in 2014, And then subsequently, as you know, in 2022, mother's now been murdered, and the police has got involved and now kidnapped my brother and looking to end his life. But so, first of all, yeah, bit of a disappointment that nothing happened, but I'm a very patient man. I can wait. I've been waiting 23 years. I can wait another week or two. And what's going to happen is that at the end of the day, they are going to have to charge me or release me. And they have got no evidence, and we'll see what happens. But I think what I wanted to discuss today was that it's Halloween, and it's a bizarre celebration. Halloween. So Western civilizations. Uh, Celebration of the dead. I mean, how bizarre is that? Why would you celebrate the dead for? I'm beginning to think that the West is a death cult because every year it celebrates the dead. Halloween is a celebration of the dead, and as you can appreciate, I am being subjected to a situation where the authorities, namely Bradford Council, the Bradford District Care Trust, West Yorkshire Police, and the courts and all the professionals are murdering my family members, all right, and killing them off, making them dead. And then every year they celebrate the dead. Don't you think that's bizarre? Don't you think that's crazy? Why would you want to celebrate the dead of people? Why would you celebrate death? If you are not a death cult, and I obviously now am coming to formulate the opinion that the West is a death cult. I mean, look at how they've treated the other civilized world. They've gone to America and basically annihilated the indigenous Native Americans, committed an act of genocide against that level of people, death and destruction. They killed all the buffalo, and you can see images of them stacking piled high of buffalo heads. So they've killed off everybody in America, the Native Americans. They have then conquered my own lineage of India, Pakistan, one of the richest countries in the world when the British came there and left it as one of the poorest countries in the world, and death and destruction. I'm just reminded in the Second World War, everybody keeps on talking about the 6 million Jews that have been murdered by Hitler, a European mind, by the way. Second World War and the First World War were also death and destruction by Europeans, by the Westerners, not the brown people or the black people. It was the white people that killed everybody off in the First World War and the Second World War. Not to say the fact that other coloured people, such as the blacks and the Asians, are not any better. They don't go around killing people. Of course, all civilizations kill, but not not like the Europeans, not like the British, should I say. And everybody mentions the 6 million Jews that died as a result of the Holocaust, which is a tragedy and horrific, no doubt. But everybody fails to mention the 4 million Bengalis that were starved to death in a manufactured famine by Winston Churchill. I mean, why does nobody talk about my people, my lineage's people, such as the Bengalis or the Indians under the British Raj, where 4 million Bangladeshis were starved to death simply because the British would not give them any food and induced a famine that killed 4 million people. I mean, that's equally horrific. I think it's all horrific, isn't it? And now, as you can see, the beacon of the West in the Middle East, namely Israel, is bombing the hell out of Palestinians and killing them off. And it's truly a death cult, and death and destruction everywhere. And then every year on this night, the 31st of October, everybody's out there celebrating. Little children are dressing up as ghouls and goblins in order to celebrate what? Death and destruction? Okay, well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Death is a part of life, and looking to celebrate death or personalize death, I understand. But where is the day that we celebrate life? Which is the day? Because we have 14th of February to celebrate love. We have Christmas to celebrate what is that? Christmas is to do with buying presents and giving presents to each other. Does it really celebrate? I mean, that's another thing as well. Does it celebrate the birth of Christ? Really, it's not really a birthday, is it? It's obviously some sort of pagan cult of the change of times or change of seasons, the shortest winter night. So I don't know if I don't know if society celebrates life, because if you look at society as a whole, is it really celebrating life? If it is, as I now formulate my opinion, that the West, particularly the Europeans, are a death cult and that are massacring life, namely the animal kingdom. I mean, the whole species are dying away. I think this may be a parasitic death cult, and as we live inside it, as we're inside the belly of the beast, namely inside living in the West, we cannot see it. Maybe that's the reason we can't really see or comprehend the fact that, look, why would it celebrate death? Halloween is a celebration of death. And as you can see all around the world right now, there's just death and destruction, particularly in this issue of the Palestinian and the Israeli issue. In the Ukraine, people are dying. People are dying and being mass murdered around the world, and then the West makes these bombs and weapons, and it gives them to everybody to go and kill yourselves. It doesn't do well to sanctify life. You know, that God-given right to life. You know, even these animals are alive. This is a blessing from God. Life. It's a miracle. One little amoeba, is alive. All these animals and creatures and creepy crawlies, they're all alive. You know, the world is full of life. If I was to dig down and pick up a handful of dirt, it would be full with microcosm of life. But they put fertilizers and chemicals to kill everything off, as they have been killing my family off, as they're going to kill my brother off. This is all they do, is kill and murder and destruction, rather than preserving life. They say they preserve life, they say they honor life, they say that life is sacred, but they just say those things. Look at my brother, he's suffering 84 days later, they're not telling me where he is, and yet everybody's celebrating death. What am I supposed to celebrate when my brother eventually gets murdered off, like my mother's been murdered off? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous state of affairs to celebrate death. Hey man, okay, death is a part of life. You celebrate death. Where is the celebration of life? When is the day that we celebrate that life is so sacred? I don't know a particular day in the West that celebrates this. Is Easter celebration of life? I don't know if it is, because it's supposed to be the remembrance of the death of Jesus Christ. It's a bizarre world we live in. But I think we should just end it there. And just in case I get killed off and die, it's going to be as a result of the local authorities looking to target and victimize me, because I'm simply looking to understand the world around me and exposing them for their fraud and corruption and lies and deceptions. So I think we should leave it there.